All right. Welcome you guys to a play analysis. Today we're going to go ahead and talk about our ETH trade that was taken live with the MVPs in the 1% Academy. So those of you who are not in the Discord and you want to see these trades live, definitely get into this Discord, right? This is a community that we can understand how we can trade for free with freedom, right? And I'm talking about freedom as in you being able to trade on your own. That is my goal as a mentor and my goal as a teacher to put that out for you guys to be able to understand it on your own and replicate that same exact material, right? I don't just want to stand here in front of the charts and say, hey, look at my 12-hour trade. We made a lot of money. You can too. Instead, I want you guys to be able to see this behavior and then be able to follow that same exact thing so that you guys can do it on your own, because that's going to be true freedom, right? That's that true freedom that we're looking for, to be able to not have anybody that we have to follow or anything similar like that. All we want to do is just continue to stick to that same exact system that we have set in place. So let's go ahead and get into this review now. This was a 12.2R trade that we took total. We talked about how we were looking for that 408 area. This was posted in the Discord. I can show you guys this as well. Just one second. Here's it on the Discord. You guys can see we took our trade around 9:45 a.m. We were looking at 25.05 and then 24.08 as the full TP. So that was when that was taken, and then ended up smashing that take profit all the way through into those lows, and we can see that we are actually up for August. So what I wanted to show you guys as far as this trade is how we can find that and replicate that. And I really want to stress to you guys what's called continuation, right? Continuation is going to be 80% of the market, and reversals will be 20% of the market. It was also a Tuesday, a continuation day, so we were looking for a redistribution. A redistribution is when you have a cumulative behavior, and then price creates supply and then moves to the downside, right? We can see that accumulative behavior as we start to take out lows, manipulate lows down here at these lows, manipulating lows while we're leaving highs. And then once we take out those highs, we get that little liquidity raid. We got that 5-minute break of structure to the downside right here. Following that, that's when I looked to take that trade. We had that area of supply. We came up and tapped in that, and then we were looking for a continued move to the downside. But I want to do my top down analysis first, because this is what we will do every single time. So understanding that that was the behavior, we are looking for a redistribution coming into Tuesday. Now let's talk about our structure. Go ahead and get rid of this real quick. All right, as far as structure goes, let's start on our higher time frames. I was looking at the 4-hour, the hourly, the 15-minute, and the 5-minute, and then the 1-minute eventually for my trade entry. So what we want to go ahead and talk about here is continuation. A lot of people, I already know, we're looking at this, and we talked about this in the MVP live stream, and saying we should long this to the upside. This has made a large push. Here comes the higher low, and they're looking to take it higher, right? But what we had noticed as far as structure goes, and we'll go to the 4-hour here, is that we were bearish, right? We had made a breakdown right here once, twice, another breakdown right here. That's showing that 4-hour push to the downside. A double H4 is going to call for your daily and weekly pullback. So that daily pullback was looking for that move back into areas of imbalance that originally caused that new high overall. This was also in discount, and we can also see all these equal lows that were built up from that move. So we're going to go ahead and take a look now on the hourly coming into 9:45. And at that point in time, we're just seeing closures. A lot of people look at this and they say, hey, let's long it. Let's start to build that long liquidity. And then you guys can see where they place their stop losses. Below these lows, it starts to build that up. And therefore, it gives it more fuel for that continuation to the downside. So the 60-minute, our hourly, was still bearish at this point in time. So after that, I had gone to our 15. We're doing our top-down analysis at this point in time. And we can see coming into 9:45 how we got that break of structure to the downside here, that candle before candle, otherwise known as that flow block, that created supply for that push to the downside, and then we eventually got that full move. Coming into 10 o'clock, that was that injection of liquidity. We can see right here, price came up, this got more people to long. You can see all of this long liquidity we're starting to build up, and then once we manipulated highs and took out lower time frame supply, that's when we had that full continuation into those lows. So what I want to go ahead and show now is our 5-minute, and where the actual entry was taken. This was taken at 9:46 a.m., I believe, was the actual entry. And what we need to understand is our same exact behavior. So we're looking for that liquidity raid and then a break of structure and creation of that flow block, right? So we can see here, and let me go ahead and delete all of this for you guys real quick. how when we had received this break here, we'll put this in yellow. Once we received this break to the downside right here, we were looking for that candle before candle that had caused that move. This was our candle before candle, otherwise known as our flow block, our area of supply. Once price came back into that, we were able to take those entries with stops over the strong high that caused this new low here. Once it did that, we saw that full continuation to the downside. Now I want to show you guys lower time frames as well, to kind of show you that same behavior over and over again. But when we were live with MVPs earlier today, we can go ahead and see here how price had come up. We were talking about how we were looking for another liquidity raid back into that area of imbalance, another institutional candle. So we got our first liquidity raid right here, and I'll highlight that in blue. Liquidity raid, break a structure to the downside, area of supply. Once it comes into that, it does the same exact thing. Liquidity raid, break of structure to the downside, candle before candle, right? Area of supply again. Now, another break to the downside right here. Another candle before candle within this area. Now we have our full push. Now we're looking for that lower high overall. How do we create a lower high in this case? Well, we need to take out previous supply and then create new supply for that continuation to the downside. And this long move to the, or this long push to the downside and then push to the upside, this energetic push is going to now create that liquidity for longs, right? People are going to try to long this to the upside. Maybe they saw another bounce at that trend line and they're trying to take it higher. But instead, we understand this as a lower high after we came up, rated liquidity again, a previous lower time frame area of supply, and then following, we had our break of structure. Candle before candle comes right back into that, and we get that full continuation. Where's the next liquidity raid? Right here. Where's that next break of structure to the downside on lower time frames? Right here. Same exact thing over and over and over and over again. So we need to understand how it's that mitigation, liquidation, and creation type behavior over and over and over again. But overall, as far as TPs go, I want to kind of explain that to you guys as well. We were looking at those equal lows and then these lows down here. The reason why was it was previous demand on the higher time frames. I'm going to go ahead and show that real quick. But this was our previous area of demand that had caused that new high. So if we're thinking about it in a sense of how we were just talking about how supply is created, how is demand going to be created? Well, we need to go out with the old money and in with the new money. So out with the old demand in this case and in with the new demand. So this was the low I was looking for price to come into. If we draw this all the way across, now you guys can see where that TP was while we were looking for that 408 as our TP, and you can see that smash into that following. Um, very, very clean, very, very simple trade. I want you guys to understand that you can replicate this, right? It's just about seeing that over and over again, seeing that push to the downside after that creation of new supply. So we got that break of structure, and now we have that new supply. We can look to take that lower high and continue it to the downside from there. It'll always be that candle before candle that broke structure with an imbalance for a price to push to the downside overall. But that was our play analysis for the 1% Academy. I'm glad MVPs were able to watch that with me live. I'm glad you guys were able to take that with me live as well. A bunch of people were able to take that. A bunch of people were able to profit off of that. I can just show you here as well. But we're looking at beautiful, beautiful trades, right? Beautiful, beautiful trades. Everyone's hitting. Looking at crypto here. Everybody's hitting on these trades. My boy Adil got a nice swing trade to the downside as well. My boy Bialis, he hit that as well. You guys can see this is live and this is true. This is not something that we're looking to fake. This is something that happens every single day, every single week, and every single month. It's the same behavior over and over and over again. But that is what I had for you guys today. That was our 12-hour trade. So we are actually up 8R on the month of August, as I was originally down 4R. So that's how you can manage risk and also wait for those times to be able to take those trades, right? We were able to exert patience and we were able to profit off of that. Got this beautiful, beautiful 12-hour trade into these lows right here. So that is what's done. So thank you guys for everybody who is watching this video. I hope you guys are looking to join the community if you are not in the community, so you guys can see this yourself. For those of you who are in the community, thanks for playing today. So I appreciate you guys again. I will see you guys on the next one and have a great rest of your day or night. Peace out, everybody.